it's Balin here, and today we're going to be making a homemade pizza. I had the requested item from those who said I should make this channel to begin with. Now, this recipe is simple and adaptable. You can go really however you want with it. So today it'll just be making a really basic pizza dough and just assembling a regular old pizza. Nothing fancy. I will go ahead and apologize now for some of the lackluster shots in the video, I should say. It's my first time recording one of these, and gotta say that there are some wonky bits. But hopefully as the channel goes forward and I get better at using this tripod and camera, we'll get some better shots and more of the cooking ASMR that people know and love. But I think for a first video that this'll do. So, without further ado, let's hop in. These are the ingredients you'll need for today's recipe. From left to right, it's salt, olive oil, flour, active dry yeast, and some granulated sugar. First step, into your large mixing bowl, we're going to take 1 cup of lukewarm water. In goes in 1 cup of water. Then, you'll take 1 tablespoon of your active dry yeast, and 1 tablespoon of your granulated sugar into the bowl. Next, you're just going to stir these up so they get nice and homogenized within the bowl. Once you have that all mixed, you're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes until you can see some froth appear on the top of the liquid mixture. Once your mixture has become frothy, what you'll do is you'll take 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You'll take and mix that in. Next, you'll take your salt. We're going to be adding 1 teaspoon. And now, we'll begin forming our dough ball by adding in 2 cups of flour. It'll go 1 and 2. So now, we'll just take and mix this until it becomes a nice ball of dough. And just remember to scrape the sides of your bowl as you're stirring. It's gonna poof up there, so you just want to make sure you get all that flour incorporated into your dough ball. And it'll still be slightly sticky. If it's too sticky and starts to stick to your finger like that, what I do, and what I would recommend, is just taking a little bit of flour, putting it in there, and continuing to stir until the dough doesn't really come off on your finger but still feels sticky. So now, when I touch it, the dough is sticky, but no longer comes off on my finger. So once you have your dough ball formed, you'll notice that it's rough, it has ridges. We don't want that. We want a nice, clean, and smooth dough ball. So what we'll do is take some more of our flour. Flour a surface in your kitchen. We'll begin to knead it. Now kneading is a simple process. You just use the heel of your hand and kind of stretch out the dough, turn it, fold it in on itself. Now, in my case, my dough is still quite sticky. So what I'll do right now, take some extra flour, get it on my hands, and just incorporate that in so that it doesn't come off on my hand. As you can see, it's coming off like that. And as you need, you can just add more flour to your hands or your dough until you can make it a nice smooth ball. And then now, we've got our relatively smooth dough ball. Now that you have your dough ball formed, what you can do is you can either let it sit and rest for up to an hour, or you can just use it as is. To form your pizza, you can either stretch this dough out by hand, or you can use a rolling pin, whichever one you have. If you're going to stretch it out by hand, you just slowly work it out, piece by piece, and you'll eventually get it out there. Once you have your dough kind of rolled out, find a pan that you want to bake it on. If you have a baking sheet, that's preferable. And what I like to do before I put anything on it, take a drizzle of olive oil, just put a little bit in your pan, and then take a paper towel, and just kind of work it in there. This will help the dough, or the pizza rather, come out easy when you go to take it out of the pan. Take your dough, get it in the pan. Now from here, kind of want it to fill the pan, so I'm just going to take my fingers, stretch out the dough. There we go. A little janky, but it works. So now that you have your pizza dough in your pan, you may notice that it kind of pulls back in on itself, but that's alright. This is the personal preference section. Now, I gave all the ingredients for the dough because those are what you need to actually make the pizza. But this is all personal choice. You can use whatever sauce, cheese, and toppings that you want. I'm going to be making a mozzarella pulled pork pizza. So, I will open my jar of red sauce, get it on there. I like to use the back of a spoon to kind of smooth my sauce out around. And if you notice you need to add more, then add more. This here is however you normally like your pizzas. Once you have your sauce on there, grab whatever meat or topping you want to put on. I like to put a little bit of meat on there before I layer it in cheese and put some more meat on top. Take your meat, take your cheese. So, I know it's not the prettiest pizza you may have ever seen, but it's a pizza. So now, what you'll do is you'll pop this into an oven preheated to 400 degrees. You'll put this in for about 5 to 10 minutes until your crust is golden brown and your cheese is melted. Now, it may take longer or shorter depending on your oven, so I'd recommend after that 5 to 10 minute mark, you just take a peek and watch it until it becomes what you want. And there you have it, homemade pizza. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not quite sure what the upload schedule for this channel is going to be, but plan on sticking with it for at least a little while. Try and keep things consistent. So, until next time, enjoy the pizza and have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are and whenever you're watching.